Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. John Karoff, Mike Peterson, and I have prepared really a wonderful group of shows for the end of the year, and we are starting them tonight with Twain, which is going to be a fun show. And I'm not going to take very long time to introduce everyone, but to my right side is the leader of the school, Principal Mary Bontrager. And to her right side is, you please go ahead. What's your name?
Mackenzie.
Mackenzie. And
Keyshawn. Jada.
Pablo.
And Pablo. Those are the four musketeers representing the school. They are good kids, and you selected them, and they are going to represent the whole population there, right? So give me a little bit background about the school and where we are, and why did you select this wonderful group of kids?
Okay, we have a wonderful school at Mark Twain. We all work together and learn together. We work on not just academics, but citizenship and being responsible and respectful and caring human beings. And these four were chosen because they are such good role models at our school. They give a lot to our school, and I'm just very proud that they could join us.
So Keyshawn and Jada and Pablo are leaving youth this year, right? They are graduating?
That's true.
So you are left with Mackenzie. She's going to be the future leader of the school, right?
That's correct.
I want to start with you, and I want you to tell me, do you have any dreams about the future? Do you think what you're going to do in the future?
I think I'm going to play football, professional football, when I grow up. You know, it's been a dream of mine to play football and to play for specifically the Chicago Bears. And, you know, I look up to Joe Montana and Peyton Manning because they're like excellent players, and they've won like Super Bowls, and one of my dreams is to.
And of course you are going to combine this achievement with achievement in education, right?
Yes.
I was just listening to the TV a couple of days ago, and I was so impressed. I actually had tears in my eyes when I saw Shaquille O'Neal receiving his PhD, which is a doctorate degree from the university. And he was asked by a correspondent, why do you care? Why do you have to go to school and study for a PhD? You are a billionaire. Why do you care? And he said, there's nothing equals education. So I would like you to remember that when you target your sports aims and goals. Don't forget again to have a good degree in some science or some literature. Jada.
When I get older, I would like to be a child service worker because I was reading this book called A Child Called It, and it was really good, so I wanted to start the second one. And ever since I read it, it made me want to help kids who have like family issues with abuse or something like that.
And as you probably know, that this is a very sensitive topic when it comes to kids, especially if this happens in the family or around, you know, the community. And sometimes reporting this case is extremely difficult. And I know that probably teachers are mandatory reporters.
Absolutely.
And they are, I think, but social worker is a wonderful, did you say social service worker? Yeah. And this means, of course, you will study psychology and all that, and development and sociology, right? That's a big effort, but this is a noble cause that you are looking for to achieve. Keyshawn.
My name is Keyshawn. What I hope to be when I grow up is a basketball player the reason I want to be a basketball player is because I played basketball most of my life, and I'm really good at it. And I would like to play for Chicago Bulls. That's my hometown. And I look up to Derrick Rose because like he's a leader to me, and he plays by the rules in basketball. That's why I like to play basketball.
Maybe we are going to win you in Iowa here and will not let you go to Chicago. We need Hawkeye here they will fight for you, you know. And Mackenzie.
When I grow up, my plans are to be a veterinarian because I like animals a lot, and I like how their nature is different a little bit from ours. And my second plans would be to be working in the military a little bit because they give so much back to us, and I think I'd like to give back to them.
So you have really plan B too. That's wonderful. Do you have a plan B, Pablo?
For my plan B, I think to be a professional chef.
Oh wow, that's
Cook.
oh, maybe that's a great idea too, you know. Do you watch any of the programs on TV that offer some competitions between, you know, chefs and all that? No?
No, but there's like this one show where this lady makes like Mexican food. Like one time my mom was watching it, and they made shrimp hamburgers, and my mom was like, "Ooh, I want to make those shrimp hamburgers." And whenever we want a shrimp hamburger, my mom always makes them.
Plan B?
My plan B would probably to be a writer or a poet, because recently this year I got into poetry because our librarian, she started recommending all these books. Oh, Jada, you should read this. And I would always think, I don't really read poetry, but then when I started one by Nikki Grimes, it got really good. So I started writing poetry at home during my free time and checking out more poetry books.
Do you remember anything you wrote, or? I would love to let our audience hear some of your creative writing.
Because I don't remember exactly what I said, but one of them was about like growing up and how I look up to my parents and teachers.
Keyshawn?
My plan B is to be a police officer because I'm good at running, so I think I catch some crooks that try to get away with things. So
That's another noble service to the community. Well, these are leaders to be proud of, Mary. Good job. And we thank you very, very much. And now maybe we'll see the teachers who are going to complete the episode about the great school of Mark Twain. Thank you. Thank you. I know that you enjoyed the kids as much as they did. And we are back with Mary, Megan, Lindsey, and Beth. Can you introduce your guests to me and tell me why you selected them out of the big group of staff that you have at Mark Twain?
Absolutely. I think it takes a village to raise a child, and the people on my right all have a piece in helping children to be the best they can be. This is Megan Beuning, and she is a kindergarten teacher. So she gets those children right, you know, the very first day that they walk into our building. Megan is who greets them and makes them feel welcome. Lindsey Schluckebier is our counselor, and Lindsey is instrumental in running our PBIS program, Positive Behavior Supports program, as well as she works with children in small groups and large groups just to help them feel comfortable and confident in the school setting. And last is Beth Bonner, and Beth is our instructional coach. And at Twain, we have a laser-like focus on increasing student achievement. And her position really helps teachers be the best they can be for those students. So she goes into classrooms and helps teachers with lessons and looks at data and really helps us all make sure we're focused on that academic piece at school.
That sounds so great. Let me start with you, because you probably have a very sensitive position, because you need to be friendly with your teachers. In the meantime, sometimes you have to be tough and say, well, you can do this better if you do so and so. How do you balance this? This is a difficult task.
Yeah, my job is more collaborative with teachers than it is evaluative. I'm not evaluative at all. In fact, my training is a teacher. I was a teacher for many, many years in the Iowa City schools. And I guess when I'm thinking about working with teachers, I like to try and scaffold it, sort of, so that through our conversations and through our collaboration, we kind of figure out together what might need to be what might need to happen or what might need to change by looking at data and by thinking about what the kids are doing in their classrooms. So it's a very collaborative relationship.
Beth, when you said that you have taught for many years, this means that you taught in other schools other than Mark Twain, right?
Only one. I spent most of my career in the Iowa City schools at Horace Mann Elementary.
Okay, can you then shed some light upon the issue of how Mark Twain is different from other schools? Similar and different.
Similar and different. Well, I think at all schools, the staff there wants to do the very best they can to promote student achievement and help all students become all that they can be. There's always differences with the diversity factors or just the makeup of the school in general. You have unique staff members. People bring different things to the table in different schools.
You are paving the way for me to go to Lindsey now. Because
okay.
Here is the situation with, and this is affecting all of us, definitely. The economy is not doing so well. A lot of people are suffering, and the people who are suffering more. And you probably are one of the people who had to deal with this problem, a kid who didn't have breakfast at home and is required to know how to do a math equation. Tell me about this challenge.
Well, one of the things that I think all the staff do at Twain is we really work together to help kids do their best. And we recognize that some kids don't have enough to eat, and sometimes they don't get enough sleep at night, or they don't know where they're going to sleep when they go home, you know, in the evening. And so that instability does create challenges for their learning. And so we ask those questions, I guess, right away. We talk to kids about it, and if a kid comes in and right away we can tell they're having a rough morning, we take the time to talk to them. Say, you know, what's going on? How can we help you? If they didn't have breakfast, they can have breakfast at school. We make sure that they get that breakfast so that they can start the day off on the right foot. If their family, if we find out their family is struggling to have enough food, or maybe they don't know how to get the support, we actually have an excellent family resource director at our school who really works with families to help them get those needs met, those basic needs that are so important for children to be able to learn. But I guess the biggest thing is we take children where they're at, and we don't punish them for not coming in ready to go right away, because some days are not like that. And some kids just don't have that luxury of, you know, getting enough sleep all the time and getting everything that they need. So we take them where they're at. We try to help them get those needs met so that they can learn as best as possible.
Well, you know, and of course, you know that this program is not really representing the point of view of the district. I'm not talking on behalf of Steve Merley or the district or even Jankarov. I'm talking on behalf of myself now. I am here. And I tell you that one of the painful parts of No Child Left Behind is the labeling. Science schools and all that, because now I think City and West are science schools. I mean, look at this; those are like top schools in the United States, and they are science schools. I mean, you have to understand that the measurements are built on a premise that's really disputable, debatable, and we can debate it forever, But what I want to say that your success is not measured at all by what people say about scores and all that. This is a very peaceful school, a wonderful little United Nations school. No conflicts, no fights. I mean, it's amazing how it emits love all the time, and I have to take the chance that we are here talking about Twain as a wonderful school, and you have to be proud of your achievement there.
Yes, and certainly you can feel that when you walk into the building, that everybody's there working together to do what's best for kids.
And Megan, I know you when you were younger, maybe 35 years younger.
Oh.
No. Don't be angry. With me. Don't be mad at me. But you had some training at the alternative school, right? You came to us when I was teaching there, and you really loved the kids there.
And I think for teachers to go back, it's really important for, especially at any school, but our school especially, to create a safe, positive environment, like a community in your classroom where they want to come to school and they do feel safe. And a lot of my students say they don't want to leave because they love it at Twain so much. And I think the first day of school, my kids step in. I told them last year and I told them this year, we're a team, we're in this together. I'll do my job if you do your job, and we'll all be successful. But just to always make them feel welcome and safe, and to make it fun, so learning is fun for them and they want to be engaged. So I think that's huge when teaching these children.
And you said my kids. You didn't say my students. You said my kids. And this by itself says a lot. Right? And Mary, what do you think about the team and how they perform?
I can't say enough about the team at Twain. They're so dedicated, committed to our kids. They see the best in every child. Even if a child's having a difficult day, they're problem solving and they're wanting to figure it out and help the child. So I think our staff is second to none. You mentioned earlier about the reputation of Twain and the scores, and we are very mobile, our population. We get children in and out all the time, and so our scores don't necessarily reflect the hard work that people are doing. But if we had a score for all of the other most important things in building confidence in students and giving them basic knowledge and critical thinking skills and teaching them to read and do math and science, I think we have an outstanding staff. Can be prouder of them.
Yeah, if we go back and remember what Jada just said a few moments ago about solving problems among families and saving lives and then or writing poetry and literature. And that's valuable. That's so precious to hear from a kid who's, how old is she? 11, 12?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, amazing. Yeah. Very impressive. I think that's the goal of education, is to build character and to build this kind of confidence and self-actualization, believe in yourself and so forth. How do you see the future of Mark Twain?
I just think the future is that we keep learning and growing together, and we continue working to help kids feel confident and really believe in themselves as learners and as people, and get to know themselves as part of a community. And I think, as Megan said, that welcoming and safe environment is certainly important in the classroom, but it's important in the school as a whole. So I just think we keep moving forward with that, helping kids feel safe and feel welcome and find a place where they belong. And I think that does make them confident learners, and they want to move forward and achieve their dreams, just like our kids were saying.
Do you find, Beth, that teachers are motivated to stay there? Because I tell you, our experience with alternative education, we had many people come and go, but there were people that thought of the role in education as a mission. Yeah, I mean, and that's what I have. That's where I belong. I'm not going to leave. And those people stayed there until they died. Seriously. I mean, they didn't leave the school. And there are some people who came 1 year and said, oh, that's enough for me. So do you feel that among the teachers, and you have, of course, a younger age group teaching there?
Well, we have a little of both. One teacher, I believe, has been there her entire teaching career. She's just a couple years older than me, I believe, and as far as I know, has no desire to go anyplace else. When people do have to leave for some reason, whether it's numbers, our student numbers are at a funky level and they have to move, they want to come back. It seems like teachers really want to be at Twain. They're committed to being at Twain. And it really is a very strong team effort. There's lots and lots of support for one another in their collaborative teams. So I do think there's a very strong commitment by teachers to want to be at Twain. There are several teachers on the staff, including myself, who drive all the way from North Liberty to Twain daily, and because we want to be there. We could
devotion, dedication.
Yeah, we could be in different places that are closer.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
And Megan, you had some training in alternative education and moved from alternative education, saving a lot of at-risk. So-called at-risk, I don't really agree with the term, but that's what officially they call the kids who are individuals and independent and so forth. And from there to Twain, and it looks like you really love what you're doing. That's.
I think you can say that about any teacher at Twain.
Mm-hmm.
The teachers at Twain, we want to be there. We don't want to go anywhere. And I think that is because of the students we have and how amazing they are and how much the students want to be there. And you see them learning and how excited they get, and they want to achieve all the goals we set with them. So I can say that all the teachers at Twain, we want to be there, and the relationships we have with the students there, it's just unspeakable. You can't even explain it, just how special it is.
Because we are more of a talk show than formal educational rigid forum, I want you imagine that you are at the shoes of Mary Bontrager. Would you do something different? In other words, would you suggest something for her to do in the future that you don't see is implemented? And be practical, because she doesn't have to make the people up there angry, you know?
Right off the bat, I can't think of anything. I've known Mary for a lot of years, and I just respect so much the job that she's done at Twain in the time that she's been there. Strong leadership is the guiding.
Inspiring.
Yes, it's.
Yeah.
I can't think of a thing, except maybe making sure there's Diet Pepsi in the pop machine.
Right there.
You have to write it down.
Happy.
Yeah.
I don't know if Mr. Cheney took this on the camera or not, but okay.
Well,
Lindsey.
I guess I have two things to say. I'll start by saying one of my goals for Twain, and this has nothing to do with Mary, Mary can't make this decision at all, is I would love to see it become a year-round school. I think that would be so wonderful for our kids, and I would love to do that. I think that would be the optimal learning environment for them to have an extended period of time and in school and shorter breaks throughout the year instead of having the big break in the summer, which it's just not beneficial for students' learning. So that's, if I could have a future goal for Twain, that would be it. But as it stands with the job that Mary's doing, I agree with Beth. I mean, I can say nothing bad about it. I feel like it's a very positive environment. Like Megan said, the staff want to be there, the kids want to be there, and that's huge. I mean, Mary could sit behind her desk and deal with the leadership piece, the administrative piece of dealing with the teachers and you know, working with the kids who have behavior issues, but she's always out there in the building. You can see with the students when they were here, they respect her and they love to be around her, and they see her as a positive person who really cares about them, and I just think that speaks highly.
Research, educational research, really supports what you said about this whole year. Tom Wint was teaching with us at the alternative high school here, and left when the school was restructured to Minnesota, his hometown. And he wrote to me after a year that he works for a system that's all year long. And they go like every month, they take 1 week off. And it works so well. It's so productive, and kids love it, and it's so innovative. So maybe one day we'll consider that. Well, I'm going to see Mr. Marley soon, and I will raise this with him.
That's a good idea.
Yeah,
I would love
the
that.
next episode will be with Mr. Marley. Maybe do you want Mr. Cheney, who has a bigger beard, and this makes him more authentic and more authorized than me. He told me 1 minute. Can you, in 1 minute, say something to the audience about Twain?
Well, the only thing that I do want to mention is that we have a lot of community partners who have done amazing things for our school. Faith United Church of Christ gets food bags for us. Durham helps with field trips. Women of the Moose have done all sorts of things for us, and we have a lot of these community partners. Hy-Vee helps us in several different ways. And we have, and I think that it's really important, if we're going to have a strong school system, we have to have community involvement and people who realize that these are our future citizens in Iowa City and that we're all in this together.
Wonderful. On behalf of John Karoff, Mike Peterson, this guy with the beard, Doc Cheney, our cameraman and assistant director, and Eve, and the PATV studio and staff, all of them, I thank you very much.
Thank you.
We appreciate a wonderful, wonderful evening, and thank you for giving us a chance to know more about your successful work at the beautiful, beautiful school of Mark Twain.
Thank you for having us.